Hey everyone, I'm Brian with Aromacup.com. Thanks as always for joining me here in my virtual coffee shop brought to you by Aromacup.com. I've got a quick video for you today. I'm just going to show you the differences between two Keurig machines, and that's the Keurig Vue V600, which I have on my left hand side, and then I have the V700 here on my right hand side. Now we've done in-depth overviews on both of these machines, so check out our video links in order to find the very in-depth reviews on how these machines work. But we just thought we'd showcase the differences between these two machines because there are definitely some distinct differences. So let's dive right in and just start talking about these two machines. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight the major differences between these two machines. They both have the same type of tray, but they both have a different color tray. The tray on the V700 has this silver embellishment around it, and the tray on the V600 is just a regular black tray. Another major difference between these two machines is the water tank. Now they're both the same size, which is 74 ounces, but the filling mechanism is a little bit different. You can leave the tank attached to both machines in order to fill it. On the V600, you simply take off this one large lid on the machine, and it's removable as well. The whole tank is removable if you want to be able to take it off. And then, but over here on the V700, we have this door, and we can just flip this door up and fill the machine from there. We can also, again, remove the whole tank if we want to. Color differences are obviously pretty noticeable. The V700 has a lot more silver embellishment on it, going all around the edges here, and of course on the tray, things like that. Whereas on the V600, it's sort of just a regular glossy black going all around the machine. The final very large difference here is going to be the screens on both of these machines. And the major differences we'll show you in a close-up here. The screens on both of these machines are probably the most distinct difference between the two. The V700 has a color screen, and I'll show that to you when we enter the brew options here. There's definitely a distinct difference here because if you look over here on the V600, its screen is more of a monochrome sort of blue. It's almost essentially black and white, but you get a color screen on the V700. Now the brew options are pretty much the same, so we won't go into the brew options very in depth. But you're going to notice that on the V700 we have these different tabs for both coffee and tea, cafe, and brew over ice, and then we get different options for each of those based on the cup size we would like to brew and the type of brew that we're going to be doing. All of those are going to affect the actual brew type you're going to get out of the V700. On the V600, when we enter our brew mode, we're going to sort of be relegated to these different tabs based on what we're going to brew. So if we're on coffee and tea, we get different options. We have a back button right here, and that back button allows us to access some of the other options as we switch back and forth between them. We don't have a back button on the color screen for the V700 because it just breaks everything up into these different tabs where you can choose your different options for brewing. The other thing is a very small thing, but the clock is always going to be visible here on the bottom of the V600 screen, whereas if you let the V700 go to sleep, you get a clock type, you get a clock on the screen here, the type of which you can change between analog and digital. Not a big deal, but just something to keep in mind. So really overall, I think both the screens are very easy to use. The touch is very simple on both of them. But again, major difference, color and a little bit of a different interface, monochrome / kind of black and white, and a very different interface from the V700. Okay, we've showed you the major differences between the V600 and the V700, so let's talk about price. There's not a big price difference between these two machines. On the V600, you're looking at $210, and on the V700, you're looking at $230. So I kind of don't understand entirely sort of why the V600 is only a $20 difference except for the screen. Really no major differences between these two machines when you come right down to it. So if you want to go for the higher end, you might as well go ahead and just go in and get the color screen on the V700. That's really the case. The V600, however, it's a great machine, and both of them have the same brewing options. So it just kind of depends on what you like. Again, they look very much the same. They're the same form factor, so not a whole lot of difference here, but Keurig likes to make different versions of their machines, which of course gets you introduced to different ways that you can brew, things like that. So there's your pricing. Of course, if you want to find out ways that you can buy this machine, check out the links in our description of our video right here. And if you want to find ways that you can save money on these machines, check out our coupons at Aromacup.com. All right, so overall with both of these machines, I've shown you the differences. You can check out our videos for the very in-depth reviews and overviews of both of them. Really, they're both great machines. They both operate just about the same. Major difference, color screen versus black and white screen. If I were you, I'd probably spend the extra 20 bucks and go for the color screen. Why not? But if you happen to go for the V600, you're still going to get all the same options when you come right down to it for brewing. You just get a different screen type. So it just depends on what interests you. You can still brew Vue cups with both of these machines, brew a number of different beverages. So either way, you're probably getting into a pretty good single-serve machine from Keurig. So there you go, guys. I hope you found that useful. I'm Brian here at Aromacup.com, and I want to thank you guys, as always, for joining me here in my virtual coffee shop, brought to you by Aromacup.com. If you have questions, comments, please leave them here for us in our video or get in touch with us at Aromacup.com. We're always happy to talk coffee with you guys and help you to demystify the world of coffee. That's what we do best here at Aromacup.com. I'm Brian. I thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Take care.